Hi everyone, it's Sue. Welcome back. I'm making some cute little cards which I was inspired to do by Lynn at Pretty Papercraft 67. So today you'll need some strips of card or paper. I'm using some Tilda paper here and I've cut them about, I don't even really know to be quite honest, 3/4 of an inch, half an inch wide. And you'll also need a card base. This one is about 4 by 6, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to open it flat and I'm going to cut one edge off. So I haven't even measured this, it works out to be about 3/4 of an inch, sorry. So just trim that off, and then you can use the other piece there for something else down the track. So I'm going to do that on both of my cards. I'm making 2 today. These are fun little cards. You could even have these as greeting cards. Lynn actually made Christmas journaling cards. I'm making these to go into a journal that I'm making, which is all based around Tilda. So you're also going to need some acetate. Now I'm going to trim down the acetate here just to fit on the front of that flap. So it's going to attach to the flap and I want it to line up with the base of the card. So I'm just measuring that now. So as I said before, the card is 4 by 6. It's actually a little bit more, 6, oh not quite, 5 3/4. So 4 by 5 3/4. So you just need to cut your acetate down to that size. So I've cut those 2 pieces of acetate down to fit each card. If they're a little bit off, you can always trim it down, it's not a problem. And what we're going to do is we're just going to glue the acetate to this flap that we've cut. Okay, so I am just going to use some art glitter glue. You can see this through the acetate, but don't stress because we're going to cover that up anyway. So I'm just adding, try not to add too much. I don't want it flowing out the acetate. So I'm just going to add just enough to adhere that to the flap. So just having a bit of a problem with my glue there. And I'm just going to try and line that up as best as I can. Trying to work out the best way to actually get this to glue down. And not get glue all over the acetate. So I decided to line it up with the bottom and then just press it down that way. That was the easiest for me to do. And I'm just pressing down and squeezing the glue down just so that adheres really well. So you can see I've added the acetate to both of those cards there and they've adhered quite well. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to get our strips. So the first one we want to cover the white flap on the card, and I'm just going to leave a tiny little white edge on the top there, and we're just going to glue that down and then repeat with different strips all the way down to the base of the card. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just working out approximately where I need to add the glue, and I'm going to stick that down and then I'm going to just trim the excess off once they've adhered. So I've just laid some random strips down there and I'm onto my last strip, just working out where I need to add the glue. And I'll put that down and then I'll trim the side of the card off, and I'll use those other strips on the inside, which you'll see in a moment. I'm just going to tip the card over and trim the excess off. And as I said, I'll use those strips on the inside once I've done that. I need to find some decent scissors. I have got 50 million pairs of scissors. That's a slight exaggeration, but do you think I can find them all? They move around my craft space all the time. There we go. Trim them off. Doesn't that look cute? And you can see through the little piece of acetate, little strips of acetate there as well. The next step is we're going to cover up the back. Now, if you've got a glue that doesn't show through the acetate and you've got a double-sided card, you don't even really have to do this step, but because you can see my glue, I am using the same strips. So whatever piece of card is showing, that's where you need to add the glue on the next strip. You can see there, so it looks the same on the outside. I mean, you don't have to. You can make it completely different if you want to. You just need to make sure that they're the same size strips. So I'm just going to go through and complete that on the inside of the card with the other strips, and then I'll be back. That's all done. You can see there I used a different size strip, which I don't know why. It was too late. Once I glued it down, it doesn't matter. You can't notice it too much, and I'll probably add an embellishment to the front anyway. I think that's so cute. So this one I'm going to try and use the green tones that I've got here. So I'll go through and add all the strips to the front and to the back of this card, and I'll show you at the end once I've done that. So there we have the green tone one. Oh, these are just so much fun. I can see these being used in so many different coloured cards and that type of thing. I've got so many strips left. I'll probably end up making some more, no doubt. You could do them any size. You can do them smaller cards, larger cards. I thought I might even maybe try some of the strips on an angle as well. So I might do that down the track. Now I've got some old, now these are really, really old Tilda paper packs. I don't even know whether they are available anymore. And I'm just going to pull out some bits and pieces to try and decorate the front. I have used these in, I think I used these in my first ever junk journal that I did. So I'll go and pull out some elements to decorate on the front of these cards, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found some different elements. It was pretty much slim pickings because one of the other pads was actually Christmas, and it didn't really, it had too much holly on it. So I just grabbed the pieces that had roses and some labels, and what I'm going to do here is just fiddle around and try and work out what I want to add. They were all beautiful, but I just didn't know what I wanted to add where. So you'll see me fiddling around a little bit here until I actually get something that I'm pretty happy with. So I'll just speed up the video, I think. You don't need to see me fussing and carrying on with everything. And I'll be right back soon. Now these pop dots are years old, so I've decided to add a little bit of glue to them as well, just because I want to make sure that they stay adhered. And I'm just positioning that beautiful bouquet of roses there. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. Fairly simple, but still really elegant, I think. Now this label, I'm still not 100% sure about this. I'll give it a little bit of ink. And then I'm going to have a look through another one of those pads there. This is the Christmas play pad from Tilda. Once again, it's really old, and I'm just sort of having a look to see if there's anything that I can really use other than just that label. Nothing there. As I said, very slim pickings. I've used the Tilda pad and I absolutely adore it. I wish I could get my hands on them again. Just going to glue that down. This one's going to be very simple and it's just going to have that other little blue label sitting on top there. And once again, I'll be adding some pop dots to that just to sort of make that pop up a little bit. Well, there we have it. Fairly simple, but such a beautiful little card. I'm going to use these as pockets, I think. Glue them down 3 sides and pop something in the back. And then you can just flip the card up like that and do your journaling on the inside. Really enjoyed making these. You could even stamp something on that label if you wanted to. I'm just having a look to see if I've got some flowers or something that I might be able to use to put on top of that. So I end up going for one of these lovely little roses. This is from a Sampool digital kit. I'm not sure of the name of it, I'm sorry. I will try and find it, and if I do, I'll pop it down in the description box below. So I'm just adding a little bit of ink to take the white edges off there. And I'm going to put a pop dot on the top of the rose, and then I'll glue the base of the rose, just so that one part of the rose stands up. It just finishes it off. It did look all right without having to add that rose, but I quite like that rose added to that. So that is 2 really simple, beautiful little cards for your journals or greeting cards. I hope you enjoyed that today, guys. Give it a go, and thanks to Lynn for the inspiration. So I'll leave it with you. I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.